There's the you that goes to work. That's polite, competent, gets things done. Then there's the you that comes home, tired, maybe a little impatient. There's the you that gets lost in a hobby, feeling peaceful and focused. And then, sometimes, in the middle of the night, there's another you, quiet, watchful one. The one that asks strange questions. Is this all there is? Who am I, really? What do I actually want? We usually shush that last voice. It's unsettling. We tell it to be grateful. We tell it to go back to sleep. We distract it with a screen. But what if that voice isn't a problem? What if it's the most important part of you trying to speak? What if it's a call from your own depths? This is where our journey begins. With a man who decided to listen to that voice, to follow it down into the darkest, most forgotten parts of the human soul. His name was Friedrich Nietzsche, and more than a century ago he left us a map. Not a map to treasure or fame, a map to ourselves. His life's work was a single, powerful command. Become what you are. It sounds simple, but it is the most difficult and most liberating thing you will ever try to do. Let's start by looking at the self we present to the world. The one you're probably most familiar with. From the moment we're born, the world starts shaping us. Our family teaches us how to behave. Share your toys. Say please and thank you. Don't hit. School teaches us how to think, what to value. Society whispers and sometimes shouts its rules. Be successful. Be attractive. Be normal. We learn quickly. We figure out which parts of us are welcome and which parts are not. The loud laugh? Maybe we're told it's too much, so we learn to chuckle quietly. The fierce anger when a toy is stolen? We're told good girls don't get angry, so we learn to swallow it. The big, weird dreams? We're told to be realistic, so we learn to keep them small. Slowly, brick by brick, we build a persona, a mask, a social self. Psychologists call it the ego. It's our ambassador to the world. It's useful. It helps us get along. It helps us fit in. It helps us survive. But Nietzsche saw a terrible danger here. He saw that we often mistake the mask for our face. We forget we're wearing it. We think this polite, manageable, agreeable person is the whole story. He called this living in the foreground. It's like being an actor who's been playing the same role for so long. They've forgotten their own voice. We become, as he said, industriously mindful of their common comedy and not at all of themselves. Think about the last time you felt a sudden, strong emotion that didn't fit your role. A flash of pure envy when a friend succeeded. A wave of contempt for someone's weakness. A dark, fleeting wish to just walk away from everything. What did you do? If you're like most of us, you probably felt a jolt of shame. I shouldn't feel that way. And you pushed it down. You buried it. This, for Nietzsche, is the original sin of the soul. This is the moment we choose the mask over our own flesh. We exile a real part of ourselves to a psychological dungeon. And here's the crucial thing. The exiled part doesn't die. It goes underground. It joins the shadow, a hidden world within you where all your disowned feelings and impulses live. They don't just sit there quietly. They act out. But because they're in the dark, they act out in twisted, unhealthy ways. The anger you refuse to feel might leak out as constant, low-level irritation, as sarcasm, as a habit of blaming others. The creativity you labeled silly might wither, leaving you feeling bored and empty, always consuming other people's creations but never making your own. The wild, sensual energy you were taught to be ashamed of might turn into secret, compulsive behaviors, or into a rigid, life-denying prudishness. Nietzsche's first, great psychological move is to say, this arrangement is a sickness. True health, true power, doesn't come from a better mask. It comes from opening the basement door. It comes from reclaiming your whole territory. All psychology so far, he wrote, has got hung up on moral prejudices and fears. It has not dared to descend into the depths. Our journey to become who we are begins with one brave decision. To turn away from the mirror that shows us our mask and to turn inward, toward the staircase that leads down. So, if we are not just the mask, what are we? Nietzsche gives us a revolutionary picture. Forget the idea of a single, unified you. Think bigger. Think deeper. Imagine your mind is not a tidy room, but an archaeological dig site. On the very top layer, in the fresh soil, is the life you're living right now. Today's thoughts. This week's worries. Your social media profile. This is the modern city of your psyche. It's busy, noisy, and lit with the bright, artificial light of conscious thought. This is where you think you live. Now let's dig down. Just a few feet. We hit an older layer. This is the medieval city. Here lie the foundations of your personal culture. The unspoken rules from your family. We don't talk about money. We always put others first. Real men don't cry. The moral code of your religion, even if you've left it. The fairy tales you heard as a child that taught you what a hero or a villain looks like. These aren't just memories. They are living structures. They are the cobblestone streets your thoughts automatically walk down. Your instinctive flinch at certain topics, your automatic feeling of guilt, your deep-seated need for approval from certain people. This is the medieval city directing your traffic. You don't question these streets. You just follow them. Day deeper. Past human history. Now we hit the ancient animal layer. This is the realm of pure biology, of instinct. Nietzsche called these the drives. They are not thoughts. They are raw forces as old as life itself. The drive to grow, to overcome, to assert yourself. The drive to connect, to mate, to create new life. The drive to fight, to defend your territory. The drive to flee from danger. The drive to play, to explore. This layer is amoral. It's not good or evil. It's just powerful. It's the beast within, as he called it. It's the energy of life itself, pulsing in the dark. And at the very bottom, primordial chaos. A formless, creative energy. The raw will to exist, to become, to be more. This is the Nietzschean self. You are not one thing. You are a living history. You are a walking ecosystem. You are a parliament where a civilized diplomat, a medieval priest, and a wild animal are all trying to speak at once. No wonder you feel contradictory. One day you want peace and quiet. The next you crave a wild adventure. One moment you feel generous, the next you feel fiercely selfish. We ourselves are a kind of chaos, Nietzsche wrote. Most people live their whole lives as comfortable tourists in the clean, safe modern city on top. They take the guided tours. They never venture into the older, darker streets below. They are afraid of the labyrinth. And Nietzsche would say, they are right to be afraid. To go down into your own depths is the bravest thing you can do. Nietzsche didn't call it self-care. He called it an expedition. He said it's something that not everyone may undertake. Why? Because in that inner labyrinth you might meet your minotaur. In the Greek myth, the minotaur was a monster, half man, half bull, trapped in a maze. For Nietzsche, your minotaur is the ultimate exiled part of you. The thing you have spent your life, your energy, building walls to contain. What does your minotaur look like? It's different for everyone. For one person, it's a tsunami of grief from a loss they were never allowed to mourn. For another, it's a cavern of rage at years of being disrespected, now sealed off as too dangerous. For another, it's a shameful hunger for attention, for pleasure, for dominance, that contradicts their nice person identity. The minotaur is not evil. It is a part of you that has been isolated, denied sunlight and air, denied love, and in that darkness, it has grown twisted, angry, monstrous. The journey down is the process of walking those dark corridors, of listening to the roars and the whispers, and finally of standing before the thing you fear most in yourself and looking it in the eye. The goal is not to slay it. The goal is to reclaim it, to say to your deepest shame, your greatest fear, you are part of me. I see you. You belong to me. This is the most difficult psychological work imaginable. It requires what Nietzsche called the great health, a spiritual strength that can look into the abyss without falling apart. This is why he said it's not for everyone. It's not for the fragile, for those who need the simple, comforting stories to hold themselves together. It is for those who feel a strange pull toward the truth, no matter how terrible. It is for those who are tired of the exhausting work of maintaining the mask. And the reward? It is not happiness as we usually think of it. It is power. Not power over others, but potentia, Latin for capacity, the capacity to act, the capacity to feel, the capacity to be fully alive. When you reintegrate a disowned part, you get a tremendous gift. You get back all the energy you were using to repress it. Think of it like a dam. You've been holding back a river with all your might. Letting the river flow doesn't destroy you. It frees you from the exhausting job of being the dam. The rage, when acknowledged and channeled, becomes the unshakable strength to protect what you love. The bottomless grief, when finally felt, becomes a profound well of empathy for the suffering of others. The shameful hunger for recognition, when understood, can be directed into a drive to create something truly worthy of attention. You are not making the Minotaur your master. You are ending its solitary confinement and making it a citizen of your inner world. A citizen who now has to follow the laws but who also gets to contribute its unique strength. You move from a state of civil war to a state of integration. All right, let's say you've been brave. You've descended. You've met some of your shadows. You've faced the chaos within. Now what? Is the goal just to be a more self-aware, complicated mess? No. For Nietzsche, awareness is only the beginning. The ultimate goal is creation. The chaos is not your enemy. It is your raw material. You are the artist. To make ourselves, he wrote, to shape a form from various elements, that is the task. The task of a sculptor. This is where Nietzsche introduces his master concept, the organizing idea. Sometimes he called it the ruling passion. Remember our model. The psyche as a city of competing drives, a parliament of voices. Without strong leadership, it's a dysfunctional committee. The conscious you is a weak mayor, constantly overruled by powerful factions. The organizing idea is not the mayor. It is the city's central, defining purpose. Imagine a city whose sole reason for existence is to make the most beautiful music in the world. That is its organizing idea. This purpose dictates everything. The aggressive drive is recruited to fiercely protect the concert halls from vandals. The sensual drive is channeled into the physical passion and precision of playing an instrument. The intellectual drive is focused on studying music theory and composition. The herd instinct is used to build a community of musicians and devoted audiences. Even the sewer system and the roads are designed to serve the great symphony. In a person, the organizing idea is a dominant, overarching passion or goal that feels so deeply true, it seems like a discovery, not an invention. You don't choose it, you recognize it. It's the thread that has been running through your life since you were young. It could be the passion to understand, the scientist, the philosopher, the detective. The passion to create, the artist, the writer, the entrepreneur who builds. The passion to heal, the doctor, the therapist, the listener. The passion to connect, the teacher, the community leader, the parent. The passion to explore, the adventurer, the researcher, the traveler. This idea has a wisdom of its own. Nietzsche said it grows deep down, it begins to command. Slowly it leads us back from side roads and wrong roads. It prepares single qualities and fitnesses that will one day prove to be indispensable as means toward a whole. You don't force it. You listen for it. You notice what you are instinctively good at. You notice what holds your fascination even when it's difficult. You notice the kinds of problems you feel compelled to solve. And when you finally align with it, when you say, yes, this is my central project, a miraculous thing happens. A great ordering occurs. Your contradictory drives are not eliminated. They are conscripted. They are given a job in service of the main goal. Your aggression becomes perseverance. Your fear becomes prudence and careful planning. Your selfishness becomes the necessary self-preservation to keep you healthy enough to do your work. Your sensuality becomes the joy and passion that fuels your labor. Your need for approval transforms into a desire for mastery that earns true respect. You stop being a battlefield. You become a symphony. The noise becomes music. This is the moment you stop being a chaos and create an inner cosmos, a beautiful, ordered world. This is the very heart of becoming what you are. You have taken the raw, given marble of your nature, your genetics, your instincts, your personal history, and you have begun to sculpt it into a coherent, powerful, and unique form. This all sounds epic. But how does it work on a rainy Tuesday, when you have to do laundry and answer emails and make dinner? Nietzschean psychology isn't about grand gestures. It's practiced in small, daily acts of paying a different kind of attention. First, the practice of curious questioning. When you have a strong, unacceptable reaction, don't judge it. Get curious about it. You feel a hot spike of jealousy. Instead of "I'm a bad person," try "Hello, jealousy. What are you trying to show me? What do they have that I am secretly longing for?" You are procrastinating wildly on a task. Instead of "I'm so lazy," ask, "What is this resistance protecting me from? Is this task betraying my deeper goals? Am I afraid of what will happen if I succeed?" You are not agreeing to act on the feeling. You are just listening to its message. This alone takes away its hidden power. Second, change your inner language. Stop using moral words like good and bad for your feelings. Switch to the language of energy and ecology. Instead of "this anger is bad," try, "There's a lot of intense energy here. Where did it come from? How can I channel this energy constructively?" Instead of "I'm so needy," try, "My need for connection is strong right now. How can I meet that need in a healthy way?" Instead of "I shouldn't want that," try, "That desire is very vivid. What deeper need is it pointing to?" Third, give your shadow a safe outlet. Don't just bury a strong, primal feeling. Give it a harmless form. Feel aggressive energy? Go for a hard, fast run. Punch a pillow. Write a furious letter and then rip it up. Feel restless and wild? Put on loud music and dance like no one is watching. Go scream into a forest or a pillow. Feel a deep, melancholic sadness? Listen to sad music on purpose. Write in a journal. Let yourself cry. You are letting the steam out of the pressure cooker safely. You're acknowledging the feeling's existence without letting it run your life. Fourth, look for your thread, your organizing idea. This is a lifelong scavenger hunt. Pay exquisite attention to your own life. What topics do you always read about? What kind of work makes you lose track of time? What problems in the world make you angry or sad in a productive way? When you imagine your ideal, unshackled self, what are they doing? Your thread is there, woven through your interests and your irritations. Your job is to find it and follow it one small step at a time. We can't talk about Nietzsche without talking about the end of his story. At the age of 44, his brilliant mind fell into silence. He suffered a mental collapse and lived his last years in the care of his family, unable to write or speak. His critics pounced. Why listen to a madman? They asked. If his ideas are so great, why couldn't they save him? It's a fair question on the surface. But Nietzsche himself answered it prophetically years before his illness. He wrote, "There is a false saying, how can someone who can't save himself save others? Supposing I have the key to your chains, why should your lock and my lock be the same? Think about that. A doctor who dies of cancer does not make their knowledge of medicine worthless. A lighthouse keeper does not need to have sailed every dangerous sea to know where the rocks are. In fact, it is often the one who ventures closest to the edge, who stares longest into the abyss, who can draw the most accurate map of the territory." Nietzsche's madness may have had a physical cause, but it is also symbolically fitting. He ventured further into the psychic wilderness than almost anyone. He questioned every comforting lie. He stared into the chaos of existence without blinking. He paid the ultimate price for his depth. His life is not a warning against the journey. It is a sobering testament to its sacred danger. He is our scout. He went too far so that we might go far enough. To engage with Nietzsche is not to seek a simple, happy ending. It is to seek a meaningful one. It is to choose the robust, difficult health that can withstand terrible truths over the fragile, nervous health that depends on pretty lies. So, let's return to that quiet voice, the one that whispers in the night. Who am I? You have an answer now. You are not a single thing. You are not your job title. You are not your past mistakes. You are not the sum of what others think of you. You are an ancient, layered landscape. You are a walking history. You are a living ecosystem. You are, at this very moment, a chaos with the potential for cosmos. The command "become what you are" is a call to pick up the sculptor's tools. Your hammer is your courageous attention, your willingness to descend the staircase and face what you find. Your chisel is your organizing idea, the central purpose that gives form to the formless. This work is not about adding more stuff, more status, more likes. It is a subtractive art. It is about chipping away everything that is not you. The borrowed beliefs, the performative morals, the fears you adopted from others, the distractions that keep you from your deep, singular task. It will be messy. It will hurt. You will discover unsettling things in your own basement. You will have to make choices that confuse or disappoint people who were comfortable with your mask. But with each strike of the chisel, you will feel something new, a terrifying and exhilarating sense of agency. You are no longer a leaf blown by the winds of instinct and culture. You are becoming the wind and the tree. You are the chaos and the artist who gives it order. You will stop asking the helpless, childlike question, "Who am I?" You will start answering with your life, with every honest choice, every endured difficulty that strengthens you, every act of genuine creation. With your voice, your work, your very presence, you will declare, This is what I am becoming. The marble of your existence is before you. It is the only material you will ever have. The hammer and chisel are in your hands. They are your awareness and your purpose. The descent is waiting. The depths are calling. All that's left is to take a deep breath and begin.